let's get right into this. So today's video is going to be a cross between the economy and how to get ready for Coco Satan. So I have already made one mistake, and maybe you can see it, but basically to get ready for Coco Satan, what I would recommend is if you're getting multiple characters ready. I kind of messed this up because I didn't really think of it until after. This is actually a concept, excuse me, by the way. This is actually a concept that we've been doing for a while, where when you're about to get a character to a level threshold, in that same week, you do it so you can double down on your gold. And what I mean by that is instead of getting this character to 75, I'm going to leave them about one tap, a couple taps away from 75 so I can get the Argos gold and then get the Cuckoo gold. So you're going to be adding a lot more gold, especially because that first week you're going to buy like all the chests probably. So that's my only advice on getting prepared for Coco Satan. And then I got like something on 5-3 engravings we're going to go into in a minute too. But so I did fuck up with her. I did push her over the threshold, but it was a one tap in the weapon. I didn't think that it would happen like that. And although I want to get a fourth character ready for Coco, and I definitely can because I have enough gold left in the week to do this, it's not ideal, and I'm going to get into that. So, but what was I going to do? Okay, so characters. So, getting ready. I still have to do a little bit more. I remember I'm trying to. So this is part of the reason why I'm not going to go for 4 characters is because I can't. Because of what I had done with the gems, which worked out really well. And I know gems are up double value before that guy jumps on it. But if you do the math, I made more money off the pouches. I would have made like 460,000 if I waited to sell my gems 2 weeks longer. I made an additional 70,000 2 weeks ago. So yeah, just saying. I made more money 2 weeks sooner, you know. And then if I wanted to, I could have actually just dumped them back into gems and then doubled my money again. But I didn't do that. I didn't see that coming. That would have been smart. I should have listened. But either way, I only think I'm going to have 3 characters once I take all the gems off and I do all the boss rush tickets. I think I'm only going to have 2 or 3 characters that have level 7s now because I'm running statics. I already have an advantage. And obviously the card back. Hopefully this will help. If it doesn't, I have, you know, whatever. It doesn't matter. But then the engraving. So this is really what I want to talk about. I do not like that I have attack speed reduction. I would like to get rid of that, in all honesty. It's on a piece that I kind of need. And this piece sells for quite a bit, actually. But I rolled this. And then... yeah, I could probably upgrade this, but I think I'm going to leave him. He's clown ready, about as clown ready as he's going to get. He'll be for my main static anyways with my friends where we're all kind of overcapped anyways, so I'm not really too worried about it. That'll be the learning group. But I wanted to talk about budget engravings because if I had thrown adrenaline here, it would have cost me like an additional anywhere between 40 and like 150k. And I know you guys think you're going to get your value back out of your jewelry, and maybe you will, maybe I'm wrong, but I didn't get my value back out of my legendary jewelry, so I'm finding it really hard to believe if this game's repetitive that you're going to get your value back out of your relic jewelry, especially when the market's more saturated, would be the word, right? I, I don't want to explain all this shit to you, it's just not worth my time. But the reality of it is there's 2 things I want to really argue for right now. One, not all the reds are that bad. Some of them are bad. Like attack speed's kind of brutal because attack speed sucks. But 2%, like these aren't big numbers. Like whatever, take the hit if you have to take the hit. 2, I recommend going for a budget because here's the reality, and I'm going to actually show it in a trick channel. I have clips to show because I've been watching other people's stuff and I'm not really happy with it because they're saying that you're better off going with a 4-2 or a 4-2 would still be good, but you're better off going with a 4-2 or a 4 flat engravings. I actually think if you like you don't if you here's my logic. If you would be good with a 4 or a 4-2, then why wouldn't you be good with a 5? Right? So 5 engravings I think is better even if you're building a budget engraving, even if you're buying an engraving that's not as competitive or doesn't keep up with the other engravings. Just the fact that you're bringing that extra 10% plus damage, it's more than that, but 10% plus damage to the fight, I think does matter. So now we're going to go do a damage test, actually. I think that's what we're going to do on the main, and then we'll run through each one. So I'm going to clip this so it makes my life easier. Alright, let's get into this. Let's go ahead and set up some parameters really quickly. Yikes. Should I just hit reset? I don't want to hit reset. I also don't really know how to Do I just change stuff? I guess I'm just gonna leave everything the same. Mess with the major stats. Or actually, I'm not gonna even mess with the stats because that's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to show engravings. So I'm gonna keep Ether Predator on. It's got no stacks right now. Attack speed reduction. Yeah, that makes sense. So these are my normal engravings. Actually, I'm just gonna do a test. One. And yeah, I guess I just kind of go off. I don't want to do long tests, so I do want to give Ether Predator a chance though as well. So I think a 3-minute test wouldn't be bad. This could be a long video though. All right, let's just get into it. So, the cool thing is that I don't actually have to. Ooh. Oh. Oh. This is when you realize how bad you are. Since it was a 3-minute test, I wouldn't have been able to get 2 of these off anyways. Did that not hit? Ooh. I actually hate that ult. I'm fucking up my combo. I gotta get better with that. So the downside to playing so many characters is familiarity with each individual character, but ooh. So this is where swiftness would have been nice. What are we at time-wise? A minute. I'll just take a basic attack. There we go, that was a good one. An argument for that extra 17% crit could be made with the entropy set. Because that's the other thing, I'm not rocking like what the ideal set is, but I'm really happy with my crits. Because like it does crit a lot for not having what I'm supposed to have. Especially since that I don't even think was debuffed, but where are we at? 2 minutes and 30. Oh, fuck it. It's still damage, right? Like, come on, big hits. I'll buy myself some time. I should have probably been using this more often. Oh. Oh, that's 3 minutes. Oh, 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 stop it. Alright, I went over a little. Alright, but 3 minutes, 390,000 or million. That's with Ether Predator. It's like 2 million a second. I don't know if that's good or bad, actually. I really don't. 82% crit rate, I guess. That's kind of cool. I don't know what these numbers all really mean, but like, now we're going to do another test. And mind you, we got up to 28 stacks in 3 minutes of Ether Predator. I came into the test with 0, so you know, there's a guy that said like you don't stack it that quick, or you wouldn't stack it in an average fight. The average fight's like anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. So, but yeah, it definitely is in the second ladder of the fight, that's for sure. But now let's go ahead and take off. How do I do this? I just do this. And we're gonna throw Crystal on because I'd say that that's probably the best recommended. I kind of want to do Adrenaline though too, but I think Crystal is actually a higher one if I can have the crit. So we'll do Crystal. And now we're just going to do another 3-minute test. And hopefully I'm actually better this time, because last time I fucking sucked. I mean, it was like my first thing that I've done today. Like, I haven't actually been like playing. So yeah, now I'm kind of remembering what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to give myself like time for cooldowns. That's like the way I play the character because I don't play a lot of swiftness. So I try to make sure I'm using my rotation the best I can. Um, but I kind of forget it sometimes. That's what I mean. Like, people wonder why I say this class is one of the harder classes to play, and it's because it's just extra complexity for no fucking reason. Like, you need to remember where you're swapping, and people think because I put it on my mouse buttons, it's easier. It's not. I'm pretty sure if I go my top button, it will go to my sniper stance, right? Yeah, and then if I go my top button again, it will go to this. Yeah, so that's what I really have to get comfortable with. I mean, I could look, but then I'm not looking at the fight. Like, if I was actually fighting something, this would be different. uh, did I disconnect? Did I break my controller? Did I break my game? Disconnected. Well, at least I got it on recording. I can see whatever the number was. Yeah. Also, I didn't hit my challenge of however many hours. Can I? Yeah, let's cut that stuff out. Much better. Okay, so we're back. So my internet provider was doing work in the area, and I guess my internet got knocked out, which kind of sucks. But basically, we left off. It gave me a chance to look at the video. So it was 277 million with the Ether Predator. We're not going to change anything. We're just going to go in here, subtract the Ether Predator, add the curve stall, redo the test. Now, the reality of it is, though, I had 30 seconds left at the same number, basically about 277, we'll say. Or we'll just say 270 for evenness. So with 30 seconds left, I'm pretty sure it would have beaten it by a good amount. Granted, with the Ether Predator, I did get my 28 stacks within 3 minutes. And the damage would have, in a 10-minute fight, obviously started to even out a little bit more. But then, in addition, you also have the extra protections at that point. It does carry over from gate to gate. And I think something to point out is when I missed the ult, which would have been 18 mil, that is a lot. Because we're going to find out right here, but 18 mil from the ult that I missed. Or maybe I just won't hit the ult. Because I watched the clip, so you can like go back and rewatch. I do miss the ult. The ult doesn't hit. But yeah, let's go ahead and just get this rolling. I kind of want to just do a 30-second test. Because again, it ended at 2 minutes and 30, and the clip will show that. So if anybody wants to debate it, they can debate it. It's not like I'm going to have a higher synergy, and that will leave the 18 mil in from the ability. And if anything, this is actually better because now it's going to pad the stats in one direction. Because I had cooldowns and stuff when I had ended, so like technically I wouldn't have full kit to throw at it. But yeah, I'm just going to do 30 seconds. Not much. I'm not going to use the ult, obviously, because that would really be fucked up. But alright, so add another 60 mil to the top of the 270, right? So I really do want to subtract that 18 mil, I think it was, that I hit the crit. Actually, you know what? I'm about to clip this. Let's just add the, I mean, we could even take off like 5 mil there for what I just did at the end, but we won't. We'll add 65. I'm nitpicking for a reason, though. 65 million. Let's go ahead and clip. That Ether Predator was stacked at 3 minutes. It was at 28. So you would have had it stacked before your second damage check and third damage check, which means that it would have evened out with Curstall for the most part. And I actually think it's better than Curstall in my opinion. And it's just an opinion, but I think it's because of the way it works. But yeah, and you also don't lose your potion effectiveness. So I just think it's better in my opinion. This one's obviously like when you get to the end game and we're in the end game and we want to get runs done quickly, like for Argoses and stuff. This is where these are going to shine because, you know, everybody's got this stuff and you're blowing through the content at that point. But we're not at that point yet. So another validation would be the fact that we're moving towards Cuckold Satan. We're moving towards these contents. So things like Ether Predator are actually safer and smarter because these fights are going to be longer than 10 minutes. They are going to be, running down to the meter probably, if not close, right? So for the people that are talking about not picking up, budget engravings, I don't really think they fully understand the game, or at least the progressional route of it. Remember, this is still a video about the economy, so we got one more segment at the end of this. But there's actually a couple other engravings that I really do think are pretty good that are underrated if you're just looking for a fifth budget. Again, remember the principle was that if you're going to go for 4 engravings for Cuckold Satan, or a 4-1 or a 4-2, why not get a fifth full engraving that's just a budget engraving that still provides 15% attack power at the end of this, in addition to 15% attack open worldly. So let's talk about the Zerker. If you're a Zerker, I think Fortitude is one of the most underrated things, to be honest, especially if you're going to dump Grudge, grab a Fortitude, like, why not? It's just going to make you tankier, or with Grudge, grab Fortitude. It could be your budget engraving. It's actually a really good engraving. Food for thought. So, like, it's just things like that. Like, people are going for the gusto. And we could throw Adrenaline in, actually. I would love to see if my damage went up with the Adrenaline. Yeah, why don't we do that? We'll do a quick 3-minute test. What do we have if I do that? Does that work? Are these actually applying? How do you tell? Oh, not all. Did I do all attack yet? Okay, that's better. And then, yeah, we'll give this a try. Alright, we're not going to use the alt this time because we've been subtracting it from the other 2 equations. So we're just going to... I mean, I'm actually curious, though. I really... Oof. That was... I have no excuse. I am curious, though, because it's a smaller damage buff than the other 2, but the consistent crit might be interesting. And I've been rolling at, like, what, 70, 80, so now I'm rolling at 90, so Keen Blunt's definitely valued for me. That's what I mean, like, that's why I don't know why people are running full entropy. Like, you have the crit. I mean, I guess if I swapped for more spec, then I wouldn't have the crit. And my numbers would probably be bigger. But, I'm really happy with my numbers. If anybody's unhappy with my numbers, please, by all means, let me know. You let me know. I still don't have my gems yet, though. Give me a break. I guess I could put them in. Ooh. That was wicked downtime. I didn't have to have downtime there. It chose downtime. I'm forgetting my shit. I'm forgetting my shit. Oh, that was a good one. I'll do this to buy some time. It's not really for damage. That's like a 12-second debuff. It's kind of why I want to get rid of Spiral Tracker. Like, I don't know why I'm still running it. The main needs some love. I haven't really given him any affection for a long time. He's just been chilling. I'm gonna use this even though I don't have to. Just cause, ooh, yeah, that was close. I do like that the back attacks are just better now because of the front and back attack indicator. It gives you like a better range of where you can stand and can't stand. Come on. That's a whiff. That hurts too to whiff because honestly it's definitely one of the better abilities. We'll do this for time. Nice, that was so good. One more ability. Alright, so 390 mil what were the other ones? 370 and three. It was 36, basically 360, and then it would have been 40 mil more from that. Definitely not putting adrenaline in. Yeah, straight up, like just don't see the logic behind it. And these are my stats, so it's not definitely not putting adrenaline, and that's really unfair because then you could dump some of this. You could dump a jewelry piece that I have and get more spec. So that's not true, actually. This is still on the table, considering it gave 20 million more than Ether Predator and gives you the additional crit rate. We're at a 93% crit rate. But yeah, what else? This is really just talking about some of the other ones. But yeah, if you're a support too, like I don't know why this one's not being played more. Like I actually want to put it on my support. I'm gonna end up putting it on my pally. Unsuccessful counter attack in attack power plus 20% for 3 seconds. Countered target takes plus 8% damage from all party members. I don't know. I like that. I think that could be kind of cracked. And my friend pointed out that I have to get the counter, but it's a good budget support engraving. Just like Divine Protection was the one that I picked for the Bard, and we're going to go over that in a second. So it's just, if you can get a 5th engraving and it's affordable, why not? Like, if you can get a heavy armor on your support, why are you going to play 4 engravings if you can get a heavy armor? Although heavy armor is not really a budget one anymore, but yeah, I hope that kind of clicks. I hope people understand that if you just throw something that will still give you a benefit, like stagger effectiveness. If we need to stagger on the clown, I haven't watched enough videos yet, but if there's a stagger check, like it's not like this is gonna hurt you. A raid captain, it's not like it's gonna hurt you. It's still gonna scale off your movement speed bonus, but especially most people run swiftness. Like there's a lot of these that are just still gonna benefit you. Hell, even an explosive expert, bring some extra Luteran soldiers or some extra dark grenades, or like I think you're missing the principle that I'm getting at is that for very little gold, that's the other thing. Okay, so now let's finish this up because I'm kind of satisfied with that, and I got other crap I got to show too eventually. But that's everything I wanted to show. Those are 3-minute tests. Ether Predator only gets better as it goes on, and it goes from gate to gate too. So then you have to imagine that when Cursal and Ether Predator basically reset at that next gate, that it should technically beat it. So if you're going gate 1, gate 2 vault in, by the time you get to gate 2, Ether Predator should in theory completely compete with, if not beat because of the extra defenses, Cursal. Yeah, so there's a lot of logic there. I'm an arguer for Ether Predator. That's why I'm doing this. But in addition, I think all these other engravings are really good as well, and people are just underselling them. Actually, there was one more I wanted to talk about. Only because I didn't know how it worked until I did ample amounts of testing. But Sight Focus is definitely an engraving I think people should give some attention to. I'm not saying it's fantastic. I'm saying for a budget fucking engraving, what a fantastic budget engraving. Because if you're on a class that's actually able to capitalize on this, on the every 30-second thing, so like let's say you're like a Zerker or just any class that has a higher cooldown, I guess, like a Destroyer or can't really say the artillerist. It's kind of hard to say, but basically, you know your classes. If you're a class that has a 20-second or longer cooldown period on most of your abilities, this is perfect for you. This is perfect for you. Most of the time, your damaging abilities are going to hit way harder, way more bursty. So what you do is every time that you're going to have a huge burst or something, or even a Sork, this could work for a Sork. Like, that's the truth. Use it right before your big banging abilities, and bam, you get that extra little bit of damage buff. It's actually quite a bit. It's not like after the effect is activated, offensive skill damage plus 28%. That's bigger than Crutch. Like, it's... But yeah, I spent like 10k gold doing this. So let's just go ahead and swap. I want to swap to the characters that I have set up. And you're going to laugh at this because people are going to hate this, but I don't care. Sacrificing, or maybe not anymore. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, Dominion. It's the necklace, actually. Yeah, it is kind of brutal. And I did say I was going to look today, although I'm gold broke, so let's go ahead and take a look. Engravings, and it's also an Ether Predator, and I'm going to explain the logic behind that in a second. So, main ones, though, Salvation, Awakening, Expert, Knocked Out, right? So those are the most important ones. Divine Protection, that's kind of like a budget one, and so is Ether Predator, so I double budgeted her. Divine Protection actually procs a lot. I've been running this for a long time, and I think it's one of the best engravings I've ever had, because it literally negates just massive amounts of damage, but yeah. And then I ran Ether Predator because we recently figured out that my damage buffs on the Bard, my DPS buffs, scale off of my damage. So in addition to existing effects, this is my honest to God advice. I mean, I see people spending hundreds of thousands of gold on jewelry, and that's cool, but like, you're going to be changing jewelry in 3 months. And we're moving into an inflammatory market. I don't know. I don't see the value in it. I don't. Right now, I'd rather have my characters set up so they can be at a place where I can farm more materials by the time Belshazzar comes out, not have to rebuy my gear again. I just have a different view on this game. And then when we get to Belshazzar, we're really going to be parking. But this gives me 3 months now. If I want to change this, I can slowly change it over 3 months, but I'm probably not going to. Yeah, so she's also set up. The only thing is she's brutal. Like, her reds were so bad. It was so bad. But we got her to work. It was the stones that were killing these two characters, so it was really hard to make it work, but I made it work. Yeah. He's not too far, but he could be really far at the same time. But the problem again would be that he just would not be ready. I'd have to get all of his gear. I spent like 200-300 fions. I got nothing left. Like, there's no chance. And I think it's better to sacrifice him. Is he done with his content? He is done with his content. Why do you still? Yeah. I think it's better to sacrifice him for the 3 that I have and accept that than it is to try to push him. And I could always just push him next week with the extra gold. That's an option. Or I could not. You know, I could choose to park for a bit and hang out and focus on 3 characters or something. I don't know. My reasonings and justifications for why the market is doing what the market is doing. So, alright. There's a lot to this. Obviously, people have said all the obvious things like bots, you know, real world trading, people quitting, right? Less people in the community, less players. People have even said things like people holding on to their gold, you know, not spending their gold. And all of those things are probably true, to be honest. And I just wanted to add one more thing to the equation, and that is that similar to the market, right? The way that this works, and I'm sure most of us know this by now, is as we buy these objects, less of them are on the market. And each one we buy usually drives the price up. Sometimes a lot, sometimes just a couple hundred gold. But you get the point. Well, in similar fashion, the way that this actually works is that the more people using royal crystals and legitimately spending money on the game are making more of these offers and bids, and the more people that are doing it, the lower this price usually goes, right? Because there's more supply, there's more people buying royal crystals. But because so many people are real world trading, and this is just my opinion, but so many people are real world trading and aren't using the royal crystal system, there's very few offers actually here because so many people aren't using this. So the very small population of people who are still spending legitimately are fueling this. And that's exactly why your blue crystal price is through the roof. And that's my honest opinion. So because so many people are buying their gold RMT, they're depriving the royal crystal economy, the blue crystal economy. So there's probably I don't know, let's say there's like 100,000 blue crystals here compared to what there used to be, which is making the price higher. And that's, again, that's just my opinion. Because every single person here is saying, I want my blue crystals. I want my blue crystals. I want my blue crystals. So they're going to go higher, and they're going to go higher, and they're going to go higher on their gold prices, C. And they're going to keep going higher on their gold prices because their goal right now is to try to get their blue crystals. But unfortunately, we are running out of blue crystals. All the blue crystals that are here, I'll bet are the blue crystals that have been here since, like, the beginning of the game. And we are slowly starting to run out. And it's not that we're running out completely. I don't know how that actually works. Maybe we never run out. But the principle is that we're running out of supply because people aren't using fucking royal crystals to buy shit. So stop real world trading. TLDR. Stop real world trading. You want the blue crystal price to go down, stop cheating. But if you don't, then keep taking advantage of it because they're not banning people, obviously. So if they're not going to ban people for it, then I guess it doesn't really matter because then you can just buy blue crystals at an inflated price with your deflated gold price. I don't know how that actually works, but like, I'll tell you what though, if you're a spender right now, what is it, it's 50, I think. I get 90k. That's not bad. Like, that's actually really good. That's actually really good. That would help me out so much. But that's it, guys. I hope I evolved your brain somehow. I don't know. It's it's just stop letting people tell you what to do. One, but two, take a look at some of this stuff. To bring it into the tester. Do some of these longer tests in 3 minutes where you have your own time and you're not watching somebody else. But you saw in 3 minutes it wasn't that big of a difference. And let's say you take that 40 million and you amplify it by 3, right? Like, that's fine. That's 120 million at the end of it. That's not that big of a deal at the end of 10 minutes. I don't think it could be. It is an Enave. It, to be fair, it is kind of a lot of damage. It's like 3-4 bars potentially, but take it for what it is. And that's it, guys. Yeah, peace.